G'day, my name's John O'Hart and I'm the original pub whisperer and the creator of the Glass Empty Signal. Back in 2014, I went through some suicide distress. I made it through because my dad was there for me. He'd walk with me on the beach every day and I got through it. Then in 2017, I travelled to Australia filming some Great Aussie Pubs and I whacked them on a website called Greataussiepubs.com.au. We got about 30 iconic pubs on that website. And you know, I could have travelled Australia and filmed all these pubs and put them on that website, but something was calling me. Something was telling me, you know what? You need to help people in the pub because of what I'd already experienced. And then when COVID came in 2020, I realised that that's exactly what I needed to do. So I created something called the Suicide Prevention Checklist. And it's a list of common phrases that people will use if they're in distress. Things like, I got nothing going for me, or I don't know how to put food on the table, mate. Things like that. Things that people will say when they're in suicide distress, so that when you know those words, that you can get them to safety. Well, 3 years later, I created Glass Empty Signal. And what it is, it's a simple signal that you can do. You turn your glass upside down and you whack a coaster on its ass. And it signals to the pub staff that you need to chat. Or you can just hand over one of the Glass Empty Signal coasters to the pub staff to get that conversation started. Now, around that, we've got something called the Whisperer Team. They're a group of caring individuals that will come into the pub and they'll have a conversation if that person is in distress. So if the pub staff can't have the conversation, they'll do it. So this is how we're help spreading good community and good ways of helping others in Australia. Now we've started off in Aldinga with the Dingy, that's the Aldinga Hotel, and we've got a couple of other venues around the place that are also supporting it. Today, it's Australia Day. It's 43-degree heat, but we're going to go and check out the pub anyway. So come on, I'm John O'Hart. Let's go check out the Dingy on Australia Day. So here we are at Aldinga Beach. We're just going to head down just to show you the what happens on Australia Day every year at Aldinga Beach. And recently there's been an algal bloom in the Gulf here in South Australia, and it's had the same effect as this movie had back in the 80s. People have been keeping away from the beach, but not today, because Australia Day is a legendary day here in Aldinga. So that's Aldinga Beach on Australia Day. People enjoying the sun, the surf, and enjoying each other's company. It's a thing that everybody does. Well, just about everybody. As you can see, there's it's absolutely packed on the beach in Aldinga Beach. It's a good fun place, Australia Day, Aldinga Beach. We're at the Aldinga Hotel now. It's otherwise known as the Dingy, and it is a great Aussie pub. But why is it a great Aussie pub? We believe that great people make great pubs, and the number one leadership trait in the world is kindness. They're doing something about suicide prevention, which means they care about their locals. So let's go in there. Let's meet some of them right now. So I'm at the Aldinga Hotel, the Dingy, and I'm here with two lovely girls, Leah and Sammy. And Leah, you said that you've lost some people to suicide in the last little while. You know, what's going on happen there?
Yeah, last couple of years, I think things have been really tough. It's hard as well when people don't have that close connection with someone that they can trust. So I think what you guys are doing is really good. Yeah.
Well, we're not a couple of galahs like the ones that are up there, but we do believe that suicide prevention and Glass Empty can help with suicide prevention. So, you know, this sort of thing wasn't around 3 years ago when your friends, you know, killed themselves. Do you think if this was in the pub back then, it might have started a conversation?
Yeah, Definitely. I think they were people who wanted to reach out, and so I think having something that, especially like somewhere local and something that they were used to, like that would have really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you're here on Australia Day, but you're not here to celebrate Australia Day. You're here to catch up, so you're here to connect. And, Sammy, you're here from Paris. Do you think something like this might go over well in France?
Yeah, for sure. I think that it would be amazing, spread awareness. I think that having things like this around as well, even if you're not someone that's suffering, I think it's a nice reminder to check in on your friends and, make sure that they're all doing okay and stuff. I think it's really great, yeah.
Do you think that a signal like this, the glass upside down with the coaster on its backside, do you think that that could be a universal signal? Like, it's not just Australian culture, that it could seep into other countries?
Yeah, for sure. I think that something like that, I think it's a very, prominent sign. I think that if people know what it is, that for sure. I think it would spread just like the Angela shot. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but things like that.
Yes.
I think that it could definitely travel around and people would understand what it means for sure.
Yeah, Ask Angela is an amazing initiative for young ladies that feel that they're threatened in a scenario where there's other men that they're not comfortable with. Yeah, have you ever needed to use that signal yourself?
I haven't, but I know that it's a thing, and if I had heard someone else asking for it, I'd for sure make sure that they were okay. And I think something like this would be like the same type of thing. If people are aware of it, you can look out for your friends and make sure. Yeah. So there's these sorts of ideas. Ask Angela, glass empty. There's another one for domestic violence. Yeah. These sorts of things need to filter into society to keep us protected from threats that are around the place. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for hearing us out. Thank you.
Not me, the posters. So, Brian, you've come over from interstate. What do you think of the pub?
The pub's good, yeah. Look, I've only been here a couple of times before, but being from Victoria, don't get over there that often, but it's not far from my friend's house, so we quite often wander up and have a couple of beers, and yeah.
Now, you're wearing the right T-shirt for Australia Day. Are you coming to the pub just for Australia Day?
Pretty much, yeah. That was the plan. Just come down, have a beer and a bit of food, and yeah. Ate chicken though. Should probably ate lamb, but anyway, that'll do. Chicken's all right.
And what do you think of the food? Was pretty good, yeah?
That was good actually. Yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah.
And what are you drinking today?
Australian beer, Cooper's Pale Ale. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, good South Aussie brand. Now, another good South Aussie brand is this glass empty idea, and you've checked it out. What do you think of the suicide prevention idea?
I think it's a great initiative. Like, anything to start a conversation is a good thing, really. Like, what blokes are like, they don't really want to open up too much and talk, so I think it's a great initiative, and I'd probably get on board. Yeah, for sure.
Would you like to see this sort of thing roll out into pubs across where you're from in Victoria?
Absolutely. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Like, at the end of the day, if it saves a life or slows... Yeah, it's only got to save one life at the end of the day, so yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, for sure.
So you're going to be heading back, you're going to be driving over. Would you mind dropping off a few coasters on the way back for us?
Mate, happy to help. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, why wouldn't I? Yeah, so I've got 5 hours on the road tomorrow, so yeah, certainly we've been needing a few stops along the way. Yeah.
Love your work, Brian. Thanks for talking to us, mate.
No worries at all. Cheers. Good on you.
So this has been the Dingy on Australia Day. It's been a bit quiet. That's because everyone's down the beach enjoying the sand, surf and the sun. But we have found out how the glass empty idea has gone down, and the locals seem to love it. I'm John O'Hart for Great Aussie Pubs. Have a good one.